Kindergarten, we are working on our secondary pumpkin. So you're going to have your white piece of paper once the folder holder passes it out. Make sure it's on your paint mat. Your white paper needs to be horizontal, side to side. Horizontal, side to side. The other direction is vertical. So this is vertical, top to bottom. And again, make sure yours is horizontal. The first supply, when I ask the supply managers, is going to be the small cup that is on top of the cart. Small cup on top of the cart. Your crowns will match your table. This is how we write our name so Miss Lawson can get your paper back to you. Please remember, my name is Miss Lawson. You are writing your name, not Miss Lawson. Under your name, Miss Lawson will tell you your teacher's code. So please make sure your teacher's code is going to be one letter, dash, which is a short line, K. That's kindergarten. So make sure you know your teacher's code. Then you're going to take your crown, put it back in that cup. The supply manager will put it back on the cart. And the second step is going to flip your paper over. We don't ever want to cover up our name. So we want to flip it over after we put our name. Now, we are going to be painting this, drawing and then painting it. So our second supply is going to be the long basket that matches your table, and it's on the top of your cart. You're going to find black crowns in there. So the supply manager, when Miss Lawson tells you, is going to pass out a black crown to each of you. Now, we are going to be drawing a pumpkin today. So pumpkins have different sections. So we are going to be drawing different parts of the pumpkin. Now, this is how we're going to know where the middle is. Before we draw, you're going to take the top of your paper. You're going to fold it down to the bottom of your paper, and then you're going to crease it. I should see my name as I'm creasing it. That's on the outside. Then you're going to open it back up. This is what Miss Lawson calls the invisible line. We're not drawing a line. The paper, when you folded it, made a line. You can see it on your paper. You may not be able to see it up on the TV, but it's called our invisible line. This is letting Miss Lawson know this is the center of my paper. So my pumpkin is going to go right in the middle of that line right here. So the first shape we're going to do, now please listen, make sure that you are watching Miss Lawson. You are not drawing. You should be watching Miss Lawson, not drawing. The first shape is going to be a circle. This is the center of our pumpkin. So I'm going to wait. You're going to draw what I just drew. Next, we're adding the sides of the pumpkin. So I'm going to come over to the side, not the top, over to the side, and I'm going to draw a hump coming off the pumpkin. That's one side. Again, watching Miss Lawson, I'm going to go to the other side and draw another hump coming off the side. So these are the three sections of our pumpkin. The last detail of our pumpkin is going to be the stem. The stem is part of a rectangle. So coming off the top up here, I'm going to draw a straight line up, short line over, straight line down. It's part of a rectangle. So again, make sure that we have our three sections and our stem. Once we get our pumpkin, we're going to draw the grass that it's sitting on. Now, I want to be careful. I know that invisible line is there. I'm going to trace part of it, but I'm not going to go over the pumpkin. The grass is not sitting on top of it. I'm going to come to one side of my pumpkin and draw a line to the end of the paper. Then I'm going to go to the other side of my pumpkin and draw the other way. So that is the ground that my pumpkin is sitting on. Now, to make it look a little more like grass, we're gonna draw some little wiggles. So watch it. I go oop oop, bump bump, bump bump, bump bump. Just little pieces of grass, bump bump. Just two bumps. It looks like M's. Kind of drawing just M's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Count with me. How many did I draw? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So make sure that we do not do more than 7. Now we're going to move to the swirls in the sky. These are other lines to give our picture and allow it to look like night. It's a swirl. So watch, I'm going to start and I curve around and around. I'm going to do 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We don't want to draw more than 6 swirls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many? 6. So once we have drawn our pumpkin, supply manager is going to collect the black crowns, return them to the basket. The basket goes back to the cart. This is part 1 of our secondary pumpkins. Part 2 is going to be painting it. Part 2 of our secondary pumpkins, the folder holder, is going to pass out the art. check the name. You're giving your art to the person who has the name. Once you get your art, flip it over so we can see our pumpkin. Make sure that it's sitting on your paint mat. Supply manager, the only supply will be your tray on the back counter today. Now, please listen. You may see other items on our tray. That's because other classes are doing activities. If you see oil pastels in the cup, those are not for us. Don't touch them. If you see paint over here, closed paint, don't touch it. That's not for us. The paint that you are using is sitting on the tray. If you see, there are 3 colors. Oh my goodness, we've used these colors before. What are these 3 important colors? Yellow, red, and blue. I hope you said your primary colors. These 3 colors are going to make 3 new colors. We're going to be doing something called a double dip. Double means 2 colors. So when I tell the supply manager to get the tray, remember you're going to take your tippies, you're going to gently dump them in that extra little cup so the handles are sticking out. Everybody get a tippy in your hand. Any extra tippies, put them back in the house, put them back in that cup. And then the table captain, remember you're going to pick the paint up, pop the top, just place them right over the oil pastels, put the paint back on the tray. Do not put the paint on the table. So you're going to open all 3 of your paints on the tray. Make sure you have yellow, red in the middle, blue on the end. This is the order that Miss Lawson wants to have them. So I'm going to get myself moved around so I can get my tray right here. Now remember, we do not have water, so every time we switch colors, you're going to wipe your paintbrush on your big mat. Not on your paper, but your big mat. Okay, the first color we're going to make is orange. Orange is what we're going to make for the pumpkin. Now, if you don't know, our color wheel, and I'm going to show you, is going to give us the answers. On the color wheel, if you find orange and you move up, you're going to see a primary. What is the primary? If you move down, you're going to see another primary. What is the primary? The 2 primary colors we looked at were yellow and red. Say it with me, yellow and red. You always want to dip the lightest color first. Out of yellow and red, what is the lightest? Yellow. Yellow is the lightest. So watch me, because we don't want to stir, we don't want to scoop, and we don't want to jackhammer. So we are going to take the brush, and please listen and watch Miss Lawson. If my tippy's in the air, you are listening and watching. I'm going to dip down and up, move over. I'm going to get a little red, and you will see I have 2 colors. Take it to my pumpkin, and I'm going to mix it on my paper, and you will see it's created orange. Now, I didn't have enough paint on my brush to keep painting, so watch. I'm going to have to clean my brush off, go back, yellow, red, and do some more mixing on my paper. I want to stay inside the pumpkin. So orange is made from what 2 primary? Yellow and red. So once you paint your pumpkin orange, you're going to wipe off your tippy on your paint mat, and then listen and watch and get your tippy in the air so we can move on to our secondary color. The second one we're going to move to is our grass. Our grass is green. If we're looking at the color wheel, what primary is above green? What primary is below green? So the 2 primary colors that make green are yellow and blue. Say it with me, yellow and blue. Now yellow is our weakest, so we're going to dip yellow first, but you got to make sure that there's no orange on your brush. So I'm going to, again, my tippy's in the air. You need to watch and listen. You are not painting. Yellow, move it over, a little blue, because blue is very strong. I should have 2 colors on my brush. And I'm going to mix it to make the green grass. Now, just like with my pumpkin, I didn't get enough paint on my brush, So once I've got all the green off my brush, wipe it on my mat, go back, yellow, blue. Again, both colors are on there. And then mix on my paper. And again, I'm getting all the green off before I move to get more paint. Wipe it off, yellow, a little blue, and then fill in the rest of the area below my pumpkin. This is only below it. So again, you have your orange pumpkin, your green grass. Again, we got to clean our tippy off, so get all that green off so we can finish with the sky. Now, I want to be careful. I do not want to paint my stem. We're going to do that after it dries. So the stem is staying like that. So don't paint over the stem. We're going to fill in the sky. We are going to make purple. If we're looking at our color wheel, find the color purple. Look up, what primary color do you see? Go back to purple. What primary is below purple? So our two primary colors that make purple are red and blue. Say it with me. Red and blue. Again, red is the weaker. So we're going to go red first, then blue. Please watch. You are not painting. And a little blue. You should have both on your paint. And we're going to make purple. Again, once I get all the paint off my brush, I'm going to go back and get a little more. Red, blue, both of them are on there. I want to be careful. I don't want to paint over my pumpkins. I don't want to paint over my stem. I do want to go right up to the grass. Again, I'm getting all that paint off my brush before I move on to more paint. A little more. Red, blue. And mix it on my paper. Right up to my pumpkin. A little more. I think I need one more dip and then I'm good. Notice I'm going right up to my pumpkin. I don't want to leave any white space. Okay, I got my purple sky. I'm going to clean my tippy off. Please make sure you get it wiped off and in the air. Miss Lawson will be telling you when to grab the house. So once everybody's tippies are up, supply manager, grab your house, bottom down, hair up. Please remember, you're going to walk your house to the pool. Please dump your kids in the pool before you take your tray back. While supply manager is dumping these, table captain, you can go ahead and grab the tops, and you're going to be snapping the tops on while the supply manager is dumping the tippies in the pool. Once you got all the paint snapped on, then the supply manager will grab the whole tray and take it back to the counter. Everybody else, you are listening to Miss Lawson so I can tell you what to do with your paint mat and your art.